I was talking to you in the previous video about adapting to change, and I was talking something very elementary and very simple like coconut plucking. So, when people are willing to adapt and adopt that simple matter of plucking a coconut, you must perceive how to manufacture a car, something like a Tesla. Look at the change that has taken place from internal combustion engine. We have now gone into what you have gone into EVs. There have been changes in the internal combustion engine also, quieter engines. We switched over from petrol fuel to diesel fuel, and then we moved into CNG. Now people are going into, I'll come back to that, where people are going to hydrogen. There are different type of fuels are being considered for the purpose of using a car. And now the change has taken in, they are very much moving forward towards electronic vehicles. One of the reasons for why we moved out electronic vehicles was the planet, a change in the atmosphere. To save the planet for the future, because it is heating up because of the carbon dioxide and the obnoxious gases which are being brought out due to the internal combustion engine, we are willing to go to adopt a new change, the electronic vehicle. But now we are adapting to the new change of electronic vehicle. Why am I saying we are adapting? Because electronic vehicles have still not reached the capabilities of what an internal combustion engine can do. You fill in a petrol, say 40 liters of petrol in a car, and you can go for 700 kilometers to 800 kilometers on that one fill. But now what is happening is, with an EV charge, when the initial EV charge commenced, the EV cars were not able to travel into 40 kilometers, 40 miles. It became a big thing for using an EV car. It was an astonishing, shocking fact that instead of petrol or the diesel fuel, you are using electricity to drive your car through a battery system. But the problem was it was running only for 40 kilometers or 40 miles, whatever you make the take it for. Slowly they started improving upon the EV technology, and today you are having cars which can even travel to the distance of 400 to 500 kilometers. Now what is the consequence of that? Previously we used to have petrol bunks along the gas bunks along the highway. Now when EV cars start moving in, you may not require so many petrol bunks. You may require lesser number of petrol bunks in which you can fuel up. Now, is that going to be a change? It may or may not happen. Why? Because trucking is still there. Trucks are the maximum mode of transportation of goods and services all over the world. And truck EVs have not come into existence, and if they come into existence, they will not be successful. Now currently thinking is they will not be successful. Why? Because they have not discovered EV engines to be so powerful to run a truck, and especially when you look at an American truck, which is so huge, the power that is required to run that truck, I do not know whether, currently I have no idea whether we will be able to manufacture such EV batteries to run that truck. Even a smaller size truck in India, we are not able to discover an engine which will be powerful enough, a battery powerful enough to run a local truck. So we have to keep keeping that aside, but that change will happen. It will take some time, just as we moved from fuel guzzling cars and fuel guzzling trucks to more efficient trucks. Now today there are AC cabin trucks, and there are trucks will not in one body, chassis is there, you just load up a container and you can just discharge the container. That is also a change. You have adapted the change and you are willing to adopt the change. So now what is happening? From petrol engine, you started using diesel engines for trucks because the consumption, the cost of fuel was rising, and they wanted, and somebody has to make a profit while running a truck. So they switched over to diesel engines. Now what is happening? To prevent, again, climate change is going to be a cause for the change. EVs for cars have come. The cause was the planet change in the atmosphere. So climatic change will be there to pressurize us to change the methodology by which we use transportation. Now, what is the consequence of that? You are going to now keep on developing new techniques to find out the most efficient way of manufacturing an electronic, I would say a battery for running an electronic vehicle. More powerful batteries so that you can run the car further, reduce the cost of inputs, and smoother rides for you. Now you need not stop at frequently at say every 400 kilometers refuel. Slowly you may come to a stage that you just take the charge your car in Chennai and start driving, and then your next filling will be next EV charge will be at your next stop in Mysore overnight. So that is the possibility which is coming through. And what is the advantage? The advantage is that you can charge your vehicle in an ordinary socket. It is not going to be a special socket designed only for cars by which you will require a special designed, charging station. No. You are going to use an overnight charger to charge your car from the actual electricity which you are running your household with. So that is going to be a change. And that is a change that is happening. So people need to change. Why am I talking about change? In the background, AI is still running in my mind. AI is there. It is going to play a major part in disrupting the way work is going to take place in the future in the workplace. It is playing this game, and it's going to come forward and hit us hard unless we know that change is going to happen. We should learn that AI change is going to be severe. It is not going to be a soft landing. It's going to be a very hard landing. And we must adapt ourselves to accept so that we do not hurt ourselves when we land ourselves. Because AI is going to be there. Now, AI is being used in cars in Tesla. What does Tesla do? And there are new cars which are coming out by which you don't have a driver. You just call a taxi, you book a taxi, and the taxi comes without a driver. It locates your location through a GPS tracker which has been programmed, and then it picks you up, take you to the place where you have to go. You go there, get dropped, and the car goes away by itself. There is no driver. That is AI. So you are looking at disruptive tactics for a driver. You require a driver to pick you up. You require a driver to drive a car in a taxi. Slowly, that change is taking place. Is it for the good or for the bad? We do not know. Because driverless cars may not be so appealing to people in the age group of, say, 60s and 70s because they feel scared. They feel something may happen. So they would require driver cars. So we circumvent the problem of the AI driverless cars to use driver cars because in our mind, we have paused ourselves and said, no, I do not believe in driverless cars, and I would like to see a person sitting, the human being driving me, dropping me, where I feel more comfortable. But is that going to be the future? We do not know. Our grandchildren may not look at drivers. They say, I don't have the time for all that, dad. I don't have the time for granddad. We are moving into the newer world. I would like to have a driverless car. I feed in the data, I just get down and I'm off. I don't have time to go get down, use the driver, etc., wait for the driver, etc. So that change may occur and it will occur. Thank you.